Okay, we're back again and we're doing another little purse, and this one has a little handle on it. A little bit different to the purse that we did last time in that you actually have a full top on it, so it actually is more like a proper little handbag than the purse that closed and pushed firm on the top. And there you go, again, presentation for lollies, for kids' parties, for jewellery, for gifts, for Christmas and birthdays. Beautiful. Use your imagination as to what you can put into it. So that there is what we're going to make. Again, you will find the template on our site. You just need to print it out and cut it out. Make yourself a really good stock template that you can keep and you've got available to use whenever you want to use it. I have a folder that I have just hundreds of templates in and can go back and get them whenever I want to get them. On your, again, I've done mine on template material because I find that at last the edges don't get frayed. I don't get frustrated because the edges aren't perfectly straight. So there's my template. I've cut it out, traced it, and I've cut it out onto my cardstock that I'm going to use to make my purse. Now what we need to do is we need to score all of the lines from all the way around this purse. So on all of your points on your template, we want to go from that point to this point, from this point to this point, and like so, all the way around the template. So let's score that all the way around there using, and you will need to move your ruler as you go because it's not obviously one big long straight line, and pressing firmly and pressing all the way along to get really good clean lines. Now we've done that, we actually need to then score the lines from side to side at those pivot points where it goes in on a V, and that is how we actually get the shape of our box in there. So we've done that. Now what we need to do is we need to use our scoring tool and we need to score those lines, flaps, fold them in so we do have those really good crisp clean lines. And I'll just do this all the way around very quickly. Concentration. It's not a hard box to do by any stretch of the imagination. You just need to do it. Now play with it before you put it together so you actually are confident that you know where you need to put the glue, because it's actually quite easy on these little templates to put the glue on the wrong part if you're not careful. As you can see, when we fold it in, we want this little flap to be on the inside. That's going to fold up like this. Now I haven't folded that one and scored it properly, so it's not folding very easily for me, which is not a good thing. So I'll come back to that now, and that's much better. That's folding much better. My flaps go up, that flap goes into the side, and then this one glues like so. And so I know that I've actually got to put glue on the outside and the inside. So you just need to think that through as you go, all right? Take your time working it out because you don't want it to not work properly. So I know that I need it on this center flap here. So I'm going to put some glue in there and I'm going to fold this one in. The right, I'm holding it facing me, the right flap goes over that first little flap in there first of all. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to put glue on this left hand side flap, and plenty of it, so that it holds really firmly, and I'm going to fold that in so it actually meets the edges and just sits perfectly like that on the edges. And I need to do the exact same thing on this side. So again, I need to put glue on this small flap in here. Just make sure that that actually sits exactly where I need it to sit, so it sits nice and straight. And then folding the right hand side flap across, and on this side flap putting the glue once again, plenty of glue. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. We've got plenty of glue there, and I'm going to hold that in and I'm going to fold that across there, so once again it actually meets on the corner. So it doesn't go all the way to the edge. As you can see on here, it doesn't come all the way to the edge. You just, so it's meeting in the center, and they're all glued, and up on this corner here it's going to be just slightly off. So there you go, you can see on both sides it doesn't quite meet the very edge of the purse. And then this purse goes across like this. I've got to You'll work out where you want your score line, where you want your flap to go. And I've scored that, so I'm just making sure I've got that nice and firm. Then what I need to do is I need to glue my ribbon on before I close my little flap, the top of my handbag. So I'm popping a little bit of glue on both sides of the ribbon, both ends of the ribbon, ensuring that I've got the exact part that I need to have sat there. So it's going up, pop that under there, and I just want the edges of it to glue on that little flap. So I'm actually gluing it on the same part on both sides, and it just sits in there like so. Just make sure that you're happy with where you've got your ribbon positioned, and make sure that you've got your ribbon actually sitting quite straight, and that often is what happens when the glue gets on your fingers pull it off, which is not what you want to happen. There you go. So if you can see there, you can see that I've got the ribbon looking fairly perfectly straight, and that's exactly what I want. Now I need to take a piece of Velcro and cut a reasonably small piece of Velcro. Because we have a curve on our flap here, just across here, I'm actually going to curve my piece of Velcro just a little bit, just so that it contours it. It fits in there a little bit better, and it just looks a little bit more tasteful when it's put together. And you want it to look nice and classy. The whole idea of doing something like this is to actually give yourself a classy little thing that you've completed. So when you give it to somebody else, they feel like they've got a beautiful, classy little gift as well. So my Velcro is on there. I'm peeling off the second piece of my Velcro, and I'm pulling that across and pinning it down. So I'm just not 100% happy with where I've got that one positioned, so I'm going to just fiddle with that a little bit and pop that on there. And there you have it. We have our little handbag beautifully finished off. You can decorate the front of that if you wanted to put a little bit of bling on there. Bling it up, make it look great. I often use on this one that I did in the sample for you, this is actually an embossed piece of cardstock. So it had a lot of texture in it before I started. This one is more of a flat piece of cardstock. So it could probably do with a little bit of bling, a little bit of dressing up, put a bit of lace on it if you wanted to, put some little beads hanging down. But do what you want to do, personalise it, make it yours. Beautiful. Enjoy.